All right, what is up? In this video, I'm going to go over some common questions that I get in the first couple weeks that I work with clients. So what are warm-up sets, how to know that you're picking the right load to challenge yourself, and the order that I wrote things, does it really matter? So the first thing I want to go over is warm-up sets. If you are coming into the gym, every day is different, right? So if you've ever been to a yoga class, they always tell you, do not judge your yoga practice or how flexible you were yesterday against today. Same thing goes for strength training. So some days you might just show up and be really weak. Maybe your period's about to come, maybe you got poor sleep last night and you've been really stressed, or you're dehydrated. And some nights you might come into the gym and you're way stronger than you think. And you're just like, wow, I didn't expect this to be such an awesome workout. And I hit new PRs and I'm super strong. Every day is different. So when you walk into the gym, make sure you're doing initiation sets. And what I mean by that is I'm going to use an example of an overhead press. I don't even have dumbbells, but I'm going to show you here with my hands. So let's say that I can normally overhead press 40 pounds. What I would do in order to kind of feel out where I'm at that day is I'd take half the weight that I normally do, let's say 20 pounds, and I'd be like, all right, how am I feeling? I'd do 1 to 2 reps. And if it feels super easy, I'm throwing them up, I'm like, all right, cool, let's grab the 30s or 35s. Okay, 1 to 2 reps. Okay, now I'm ready to start my working sets. That's what I mean by initiation. So in terms of like warming up, you're going to always need to do that, especially like on your heavy lifts. So if you're doing a leg press, let's say you're doing a neuro phase and your rep scheme is 4 sets by 6 reps. I don't expect you to walk into the gym, do your warm up, and then just start hitting your heaviest load with no initiation or warm ups to get your body used to that movement pattern. So it doesn't need to take forever. You don't need to do a bunch of warm up sets, but just kind of get your body used to it, warm it up, get the muscles, get that mind muscle connection, and then get ready to get into your working sets. So the second thing that I want to go over is how do you know what is the right load to use? This is a common question I get from my beginners and also whenever we change phases. So when we go from a metabolic to hypertrophy or from hypertrophy to neuro, because the rep schemes, the rest periods are going to be very, very different in each phase. So in terms of selecting the right load, it's going to be a little bit of trial and error. You're going to need to try a load. And for your first set, at least, I would usually try to be around an RP 7 or 8. And I'll go over this in another video. But what that means is that you could do like 1 to 2 more reps at that weight. Choose a load that is challenging, but not something where like the first rep is really, really hard. Because let's say you're doing like 3 by 12, there's no way that you're going to get 12 reps if it's already hard by rep 3. So kind of a little bit of trial and error, same thing, do some warm-up sets. And the other thing that I will say is if you're a beginner in the gym, you're going to progress really quickly just using load as your main stimulus. So you're going to be a lot stronger than you think you are, I promise. And so that's what I'm here for, to check out your form. Once your form is on point, make sure that we can push things and push the load and make sure that you're using the appropriate load to challenge yourself, because your body will not change. It will not adapt unless you force it to. Our bodies are lazy. So there has to be a reason for us to change. Otherwise, our bodies will not change. Now, lastly, let's go over a common question, which is like, my gym's really busy. You wrote this in a certain order. Do I have to follow it exactly? Something like that. Now, everything I do in terms of your program design is very intentional. I'm very passionate about program design because good program design can take someone who has seen newbie gains or your first 3 to 6 months in the gym and progress you for the rest of your life with really solid and thoughtful program design. So yes, every exercise I choose, which goes by the term of exercise selection, matters. So whether I chose a dumbbell lateral raise or a cable lateral raise, that matters. I've thought about that intentionally. They have different resistance profiles. They're working different shortened or lengthened positions. So these are the nerdy things that I think about. Now, in terms of the order, that's another thing. Very intentional. If something is put first or second or supersetted, all of that is intentional. Now, if you have to break it up, okay. But if you can do it in order, that is the most optimal that I have written for you, for your body type. So yes, it matters. That's not random. I didn't just throw random exercises in there. So follow it. Usually your heaviest loads that are loading the spine are going to be first, because that requires the most complexity in terms of your brain, your body, all working together to make sure that this movement happens and happens safely. And then your least neurologically complex exercises, so something that's like a lateral raise, might be later in your program because it's isolated, right? It's not as complicated for your body to coordinate. So please do things in order. Please try to do the exercises that I have selected. But also, this is something we're going to work on over time together is, let's say it's really busy and you can't do cable lateral raises. Should you wait around for an hour and a half for the person to get off the cable machine? No, do dumbbell lateral raises, right? So you'll learn these things over time, and there's ways to manipulate things that I want you to be able to do yourself to make these easy swaps. I just want to say that everything's intentional. Everything is designed for you. That is one of the things that I love about the service that I provide to you. So hopefully these tips helped you in your first couple weeks getting into it. Let me know if you have any questions. You can always message me.